Hello and welcome to part 4 of my June 2013 update. As you probably saw in part 3, it was cut a bit short. Normally I like to do at least 15 or 20 minutes, but because the camera battery was about to run out, I decided to end the video rather than having to refilm what I've just done. So I only covered 7 titles, and as you can see I've still got quite a few to go through. So it looks like probably will be another 2 parts after this possibly, and it just depends how many I'll get through on this, and I've got some more to come this week, although there's not a lot to come at the moment. But I'll start with this one here, and this is Beautiful Girls. This is not a film I'd heard of. I was in HMV and I saw it in the clearance sale for £3.99, so quickly got my phone out and checked IMDb, and I saw it got good reviews, and I checked Blu-ray.com and it got good transfer reviews, so I picked it up. And there's Barney. No doubt gonna find the nearest thing you can pull off and break, and wasn't really gonna miss this at the price. Don't know what. Oh, there's a bit of a mark on there. Didn't notice that. And don't know what extra features are on here. Not sure if there's any, but I thought I would give it a watch at some point. Next one is a Coen Brothers film, and this is one of their earlier films. This is Raising Arizona, starring Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter. The title, like many of these other ones I've owned on DVD, never got around to watching. Got the Blu-ray of this, I actually watched this one. Really enjoyed it. Huge fan of the Coen Brothers. Not actually seen all their films yet. Still got to watch No Country for Old Men and Blood Simple, and there's a couple of other ones as well. Miller's Crossing. But, so I really enjoyed this. Not the biggest Nicolas Cage fan, but do appreciate some of the roles he's played. Knowing, although it wasn't a brilliant film, was alright. And Adaptation, which needs a Blu-ray release. Hopefully that gets one shortly. So I think it's quite cheap actually. A lot of these 20th Century Fox old titles have come out, normally been around about £8. Next one, also 20th Century Fox. This is Butch, Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Don't need to go into a lot of detail on this. It's based on a true story, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen the film at some point. I've got the DVD steelbook of this, and thought worth upgrading to Blu-ray. I think it's got all the extra features on there that the DVD has, and it's a great film. I think the only other film they made together was The Sting, but on their own they both made a lot of films. Obviously Paul Newman passed away a couple of years ago. Robert Redford still acting. Next one is In the Name of the Father, another one of the Daniel Day-Lewis films to be released recently, apart from Lincoln, which was his new film. My Left Foot's also come out as well. Not sure if, oh yeah, he did win the Oscar for this one. So he's won the Best Actor Oscar 3 times. So there's this one, In the Name of the Father, There Will Be Blood, and of course Lincoln. The only actor to have won that 3 times. Although any film he's in, he puts in a really good performance. And there's the late Pete Postlethwaite. And this is about the IRA in Northern Ireland. Still need to watch this actually. Emma Thompson as well. So I've got quite a few I want to watch. Trying to get them watched when I get the chance. Is that one? Well, let's see what we got extra features on there. It's got no extra features listed there at all, because you know what it would say if it doesn't have anything on the back. Normally have their extras running time, so there's not even a trailer. That's not too bad, I suppose. Next one, a film I knew I was going to like, and actually I really enjoyed this. This is Warm Bodies, starring Knickers, who you'll probably remember from About a Boy and the first 1 or 2 series of Skins. This is a zombie film, but it's not a typical zombie film. He plays a character called R, basically because he can't remember his name. All he remembers it begins with an R. And there's Teresa Palmer, don't know what else she's been in. Not that actress I'm familiar with. And John Malkovich, as you can see there, he's been in many films. And there's quite a lot of extra features on here. I won't actually explain this film, only because I don't want to give any away the storyline. Needless to say, the fact that they fall in love with each other. But I would highly recommend this. Don't have to necessarily be a fan of zombie films. It's not really a teen film either. It's nice that they've done a different slant on the zombie films. Next one, you probably saw this on the floor on one of my previous videos, part 1 or part 2. This is LCD Soundsystem, Shut Up and Play the Hits. And was hoping someone would pick this up for me from HMV for £4.99, but the price was gone up for them, so I have to pick it up myself anyway. It was £11.99. It's about 19 quid on Amazon, so still cheaper. And this was the last ever concert by LCD Soundsystem. It's got a documentary on there, interviews and things like that, and then the full concert. The documentary stuff's on the first disc, and then the concert split over 2 discs, or Blu-ray. Although again, put DVD on there, so clearly they didn't bother changing that. I noticed, actually, don't know if I picked this up at the time, I was just checking back on my videos, and part 2, I think I showed you Chasing Ice, and I noticed on the back of the cover of that's got DVD on there as well. But say it's on Blu-ray, so that's the main thing. And James Murphy, you see the main guy in LCD Soundsystem, decided to call day on the band. So I've watched that sometime. It's about 4 hours altogether, I think, or 3.5 hours. Well, 3.5 hours of the concert, and 105 minutes, so just about 1 3/4 hours for the bit on disc 1. So you probably, if you want to pick that up, it's probably about 19 quid still. Next one, this is Monty Python's Life of Brian. Never actually seen this in full. I have watched it before, but I don't think I must have missed a few minutes here and there. I was hoping that this would get a release in the Sony Classics Blu-ray range, but whether it does or not, I don't know. Probably buy it anyway, because I've got the rest of the collection. But I wanted to pick this up, and I used some rewards points on the Zavi website, so I got some money off. Probably one of my favourites Monty Python films. I do like Holy Grail, probably about a second, and Meaning of Life, probably just about third, not too far behind Holy Grail. They didn't really make any of the films, unfortunately, and it's got all these special features from the DVD release. The original one had a documentary, which isn't on any of these releases, the DVD of this or the Blu-ray. So I've got that separate. I'm not sure how long the documentary on the other one is, but it's not on any of these discs. And it's not a bad film. It's not able to be a big fan of Monty Python, but I say so appreciate the humour. And this was a lot of storm kicked up when this came out from the religious community, and it got banned by a lot of councils back when the councils, and I don't know if they still do, when they had to say over what was shown at their cinemas. But there's that one. I think there was something else I wanted to say about that, but I've forgotten for the moment. It might come back to me. Next one is a release from Artificial Eye. This is Beyond the Hills, and seem to sort of keep changing the case sizes. This is one of the slimmer cases. This is, I never even seem to get this focus up properly. I'll show it there. This is number 66. What you'll find is not all the numbers have been used up. Some will be reserved for titles that they're delayed or they're going to release later on. Well, I say numbers, not really numbered like the Masters of Cinema. It's a catalogue number, but I tend to organise them by that. And as usual with these releases, don't know if this one's actually got any extra features on there. Normally there's not a lot on there. And this is actually what this is. Well, it's got Romania, France, so I think mainly it's a Romanian film. Looks like. Oh, Barney wants to get on my lap. Hello, Barney. Next, another release from Artificial Eye, and this is Simple Men. And this is another in the Hal Hartley films they've released. This one does have some special features on there. I've got a Hal Hartley box set, as I mentioned I think in the last video, with some films which aren't announced on Blu-ray yet. Don't know whether they will be, but these are some other ones. So I've not really seen a Hal Hartley film yet, but it's all films I do like and I'm interested in. So again, this is another one to go on my pile, one to be watched. Next one is a Jackie Chan film. This is Shinjuku Incident, the Ultimate Edition. This was on Play from, I think, was it Entertainment Store? Bought this from. $3.99 anyway, and I think it was out of print. It looked like it was out of print because a lot of the other copies were going for about 20 quid. But I checked the other day, it's back on Amazon for about 6 or 7 quid, so probably just low on stock at the time. I do like Jackie Chan. I don't know what sort of film this is. It looks a bit more of a serious role rather than sort of comedic kind of film like Rush Hour and Police Story and those kind of films. There's a nice selection of extra features on there. Not sure what the total running time of those are. Say $3.99. I wasn't going to complain about anything with that. Did quite well here. Seem to have quite a few titles, well, more than I have in part 3. Next one is a BFI release. and this is Underground by Anthony Asquith. This is from 1928, and this has been fully restored. It's got a new score, and as with many BFI releases, quite a lot of extras on there. And the good thing about these extras, not just documentaries, but you get short films, you get other things such as like that one, Scenes of Piccadilly Circus, Hyde Park Corner. So sort of footage shots at different locations, public information films, other things like that. What they tend to do is put them on DVD only if they're not Blu-ray quality, and then only put on the Blu-ray the HD stuff. So that one there. Okay, leave that for part 4. Covers quite a few titles and it's kind of 17 minutes, and I'll do the rest in the next video. So as usual, please rate, comment and subscribe, and until my next video, thanks for watching.